Hi, I'm Justin Rosenstein from Asana. Asana is building software that makes it radically easier for groups of people to get work done. And in doing so, we found that there were all kinds of extremely difficult programming tasks that we were just doing over and over for every feature we wanted to write. So we're working on developing LunaScript, an in-house programming language that rids us of this accidental complexity, and thought you might be interested. LunaScript is a declarative programming language for writing rich applications for the web, in about 10% of the time and code you can today. In LunaScript, all you do is specify your data model and a function from your model to your view, annotated with handler functions from user inputs to model changes. That's it. This is basically just a functional specification of your app. From this, the LunaScript compiler produces a functioning Web 2.0 style application, complete with real-time bidirectional synchronization and even offline support. Let's look at a simple example. So this code here is responsible for this div here. Note that there's no separate binding code, no controller code, no explanation of how to keep this up to date. Like auto recalculation in a spreadsheet, it's the system that's responsible for minimally updating the DOM, so that as X changes, this text node here is updated, and this text node here, because they're the parts of the UI that depend on X, but everything else is left untouched. As well as keeping the UI consistent with the data in the browser, the framework automatically synchronizes changes to the server, so they're reflected on other clients in real time, handling all the details of serialization, AJAX, deserialization, and commit for you behind the scenes. Here's a multi-user chat app in about 50 lines of code. And this isn't just for building toys. LunaScript is a Turing-complete programming language for creating any web application. Here's a structured list editor. This is a tool we actually use internally to track bugs in projects. Again, the UI is non-blocking, so the user is never waiting for the server. You could even go offline, move items, edit all sorts of data, and changes will be synchronized in the background once you reconnect, resolving conflicts as appropriate. And this whole application was written in under 1,500 lines of LunaScript code, a tiny fraction of what you'd have to write today. And think about what should happen if we mark this task complete. We know that the item should jump to position 8. Normally we'd have to either code that logic twice, once in JavaScript and once in SQL, and painstakingly keep these consistent, or wait for the server to hear about the completion change and notify the client of the item's new position, which would be slow and wouldn't work offline. Again, LunaScript does all this work for you, so marking a task complete immediately updates the UI, because the query has been compiled into both JavaScript and SQL. So while LunaScript is far from finished, we thought the direction was interesting and worth sharing. We have a ton of really exciting work to do on both LunaScript and the Asana product, and if those sound like problems you could help tackle, Asana is looking for passionate, talented engineers to join our team.